What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soul Break. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today I have a pair of very funky looking sneakers, and as you can see, these are the Air Jordan 1 Elephant. These released quite recently in Korea, and I was able to easily pick up a pair in my size. They released online as well as in some Jordan stores, and I just went to the store and picked up my size quite readily because basically really like there's no hype behind these sneakers, and personally I think these are really nice. They're really cool looking, and I really appreciate the meaning behind it. So without further ado, let's dive right into the sneaker. Now, one of the most noticeable features of this sneaker is obviously the elephant print that is, lining the entire sneaker. So let's just start with that. So here on the eye stay area, as well as the the flaps here, you can see this nice sort of like suede-like material or nubuck material used for the elephant print. And I can tell you that the quality of the elephant print is very, very nice. I think it's slightly even better than the leather or the the print details that we see on Air Jordan 3s. Which, by the way, is one of the the inspirations behind this particular model in lieu of the upcoming Jordan 3 reimagined. But returning to the pattern, you can see like the nice grooves, ever so subtly engraved, and you can see the sort of the darker gray accents of the actual print itself, and you can see some small pores even. So what I would say that is just, Jordan Brand did a really, really good job of, creating this sort of elephant print material. It almost gives me like sort of like a camel vibe for some reason. Now here on the side, we see that crisp white leather panel here. Nothing too special about that. What I'm a little disappointed that, the leather feels... I wouldn't say it feels like cheap or like poor in any way. It's just that I think Jordan Brand could have done a slightly better job. I will definitely tell you that the leather itself is quite smooth. It's just that it might have even looked better if they just used tumbled leather. But then again, it might have been a little bit redundant. Given that the entire, the background of the sneaker is this kind of like groovy looking, detailed leather. But on top of that, you got a crisp white or a black Nike swoosh. And as you can see, the QC on this swoosh is immaculate. I mean, I think Jordan Brand did a really, really good job of executing the swoosh here. I don't know, it just pops out to me. And towards the front of the sneaker, we see a nice overlay of the elephant print once again. One thing that I did want to point out is that I wouldn't necessarily call it a QC issue. It's just that I've noticed on my pair that there's a part where the pores are slightly larger than I would hoped, and it's a little bit annoying. But I'm not gonna, shit on Jordan Brand for that. I'm just being a little bit picky. So what I would advise is that if you're a little bit picky like me, you might want to venture into, picking up a couple pairs and then just, seeing which one fits your appetite best, because this stands out in my opinion. So I'm gonna, try to get another pair and then see if that has some like, better quality on the side here. Because I'm not gonna lie, this is a beautiful sneaker, and I really want my pair to be perfect. So you can just blame me, but that's just how I am. But anyways, getting back to the side panel here, or the overlay here, the material itself is quite nice. And again, I'm not shitting on Jordan Brand for QC. The QC is quite nice. And here we see more of that elephant print detail on the toe cap area. And, again, it's just, I don't know what got into Jordan Brand, but they did a really, really good job with the elephant print. It's just beautiful to look at. Now, this is where the disappointment arises once again. The toe box is just that I don't even want to call it regular white leather. It has a slightly sort of like a plasticky feel. I mean, it is soft. It's just that I don't know. It's for some reason it just kind of throws me off. And I might be being a little bit picky here once again, but I think Jordan Brand could have done a better job. I'm not saying it's terrible in any way. It's definitely just fine. It's just that I just had a little bit of a higher expectation, given that they did such a fantastic job with the elephant print all around. And obviously you got the perforated holes on the toe box. And then here you got the black cotton laces partially laced onto the sneaker. And one thing that I really like about the sneaker is this tongue and the tongue tab. I don't know, they picked out a really nice shade of gray for the nylon tongue. They obviously could have gone, with the easier option, which would have been white, that we've seen over and over on a lot of Jordan 1 models, but they did use a slightly different approach. They picked out a very interesting shade of gray for the actual tongue, and I think that it blends in very nicely with the overall design of the sneaker. And speaking of which, a tongue tab here, obviously you got the black nylon tongue tab, nothing too special there. It's just that they picked out a very interesting, I would say like off-white or some sort of like cream color for the Nike Air and the swoosh text logos here. And I'm gonna get into this a little bit later, but that matches with the midsole here. So I mean, kudos to Jordan Brand for paying attention to a lot of detail and really doing a fantastic job of executing it. But again, I don't say this often, but this tongue tab is one of the coolest details on this sneaker, in my opinion. And the sock liner is this nice mesh material. Nothing too special there. It's just that, it feels really crisp and light. I love it. Very nicely padded. And for the insole, you got a black insole with the Nike Air and swoosh text logo printed in white. By the way, I got a new phone, and the phone is doing a fantastic job of picking up the detail. Look how crisp that is. The medial side is basically the same deal. I mean, man, that looks just beautiful. It's fantastic. Obviously, the pattern is going to be random, so each pair is going to have like a unique pattern. I'm pretty good with the version that I got, except for the little minor doo-doo on the overlay over there, but it's fine. I'll see if I could pick up a better pair. And speaking of which, the midsole, instead of going with the coke white midsole, as we've seen on a lot of Jordan 1 models, Jordan Brand decided to use this sort of like aged look with the cream or off-white midsole. And again, this matches with the tongue tab here. And I think that was a really nice aesthetic choice. If they just painted this white, and I think that might have made the sneaker a little bit bland. Obviously, there wouldn't be anything wrong with that. It's just that I think they did a really good job of kind of like setting off the entire sneaker and adding a hint of like that kind of like aged look to it. And for some reason, this midsole kind of makes the elephant print pop a little bit more. And I don't know, it's so carefully executed, and I'm really glad that Jordan Brand went with the cream midsole here. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of that aged look, but for me, it works for this model. And then the outsole is once again that beautiful gray Jordan 1 outsole with the circular traction pattern on the forefoot area with the star details and the Nike branding in the mid part, and more of that traction on the back side. So yeah, again, this pair is just phenomenal in my opinion. These do come with extra laces, as you can see. It's in the recyclable paper carton, whatever. You got this white laces that come along with the sneaker, and you see the Nike Korea official tag there. And enough with the shoe. I did want to get into the box. I know I've mentioned this a lot of times recently with how Jordan Brand is doing a very good job with creating sort of like special boxes for GR releases, and I think they took this one to another level. Man, I could easily believe that this was a collab model, given how much attention to detail that Jordan Brand has put into in this particular box. I mean, as you can see, the overall box is it's got that elephant print all across it, and it's got the Nike branding in all black, and I mean, it's just a killer look. It's so nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and I think this is a good kind of like step from Jordan Brand in the sense that I think this is a big plus for collectors like myself. It just adds a little bit more flair and flavor to the collection. And as I was saying, there's really no hype behind this particular release, but this box alone just gives me another reason to pick up the shoe for retail, because I don't know, it's just it's so this box is just phenomenal. It's one of the best boxes that I've seen on a Jordan 1 pair as of late, except for like maybe the Lost and Founds or whatever. But I mean, this is just crazy. Speaking of which, I haven't checked the resale prices because there's really no reason to do so. There are pairs upon pairs upon pairs upon pairs sitting in stores and online for this sneaker. I don't know why people are giving it so much hate. I think this is a really, really interesting release. I think it is pretty wearable as well. It's just, at the end of the day, it's a gray Jordan 1 with a white toe box, so it really shouldn't bother anybody in terms of, you know, wearing with your daily outfit. But I don't know, it's not getting a lot of love. And what I'm trying to say is that for those of you who are out there and want to pick up a pair of these, I think it's going to be very, very easy. Probably one of the easiest releases as of late. So as I was saying, if you want to get like a picture perfect sort of elephant print pair, you might want to try out, you know, a couple pairs and see which one fits best for you, and then keep that in your daily rotation. But as I was saying, there's pretty much no resale value for these, which is good. And I might even go far as saying that these will probably hit the outlets, at least where I live, and there's going to be a huge discount on these. So, I mean, I'm going to just keep my pair, the one that I picked up for retail, because I love it so much. But, you know, it's going to be pretty easy for people to pick up. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps my channel grow, and I'll be getting more sneakers coming in pretty soon, so stay tuned for more content. As always, thanks for watching.